What's happening, my Jacked family? Coach Scott here, jacked40.com and shredded40.com. Today we're going to talk about how do you know when enough is enough. We're talking about when you're eating, whether your goal is fat loss or muscle building. We're talking about how do you know when you are lean enough when you're trying to get lean after 40. How do you know when you're doing enough training volume with your workouts in order to spark an adaptive response for your muscles to grow, but not too much where you're not going to allow yourself to recover. Also, how do you know when you are getting to the point where you are optimizing your life enough and not getting to a point where you're over-optimizing things and causing an adverse effect that's actually hindering your progress, hindering your life, rather than optimizing it, which is trying to live your life to the fullest. I've been listening to the audiobook, Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life by Dr. Wayne Dyer. I have read the book a few times already. Just thought it'd be a different experience to listen to him reading this book, which dives into the 81 verses of the Tao Te Ching. I really like reading this book over and over again because it grounds me in the moment. It really gets me in tune with my inner nature, really gets me practicing the attitude of gratitude, appreciating what's in front of me, and really just going with the flow, going through life in a non-judgmental way. It's great for my soul to read this, and even greater to listen to Dr. Wayne Dyer reading it himself through here. And as I was listening to him read the 9th verse of the Tao Te Ching, it really got me reflecting on how much it relates to our transformation journey. So in the 9th verse, it reads, "To keep on filling is not as good as stopping. Overfilled, the cupped hands drip. Better to stop pouring. Sharpen a blade too much and its edge will soon be lost." So if you think about it, ties in very much when it comes to our nutrition. Eat too much and it fills over. You gain fat. So the thing is, we are not very good at gauging how much is enough when it comes to eating, whether it's our goal is fat loss or our goal is muscle building, which is why it's so important to at least spend some time tracking your calorie intake and having a heightened sense of awareness when it comes to the foods that you're eating, the calorie content in those foods, and how satiated you feel while you're eating. Really taking your time eating, as I talked about in recent videos, chewing your food, enjoying the conversation with you, just really savoring the moment and listening to your body, just recognizing the signals. A lot of times we're eating so fast that we don't really pay attention to when we reach that point of satisfaction. It's not until we feel full, like a little bit over full, where they go, oh wow, maybe I ate a little bit too much. And oftentimes, food choices that we're making are very high in calories and not as satiating. So that makes it even more difficult to gauge when enough is enough. So I highly recommend that you track your calorie intake, but also have that heightened sense of awareness when it comes to feeling satiated, and try to stop yourself when you get to that point of feeling full. And if you are at that point where you're satisfied and you're like, why am I still eating? You got to think to yourself, like, why am I doing this? I've had enough. I'm satisfied right now. Is eating more actually going to be bringing me any closer, like any more happiness, any more joy in my life? Oftentimes it doesn't. Oftentimes it takes away. It's just not beneficial. Your cupped hands are dripping over. It's too much and you're not getting any value. You've already had enough. And I often hear from people, how do I know when I've reached the point where I am lean enough? And that's something that I can't answer for you. It's something that, once again, it requires your heightened sense of awareness, because enough for you may mean 15% body fat, where you're feeling your absolute best. For others, it might be around 9-10% body fat. So we're not talking about stage shredded. If that's a whole different level of enough when it comes to you're getting lean enough to step on stage and compete with others who are trying to get as lean as they possibly can. That's not getting lean enough to live an optimal lifestyle. That is not an optimal lifestyle. Your hormones are not in an optimal place there. Oftentimes you're feeling cold, you're not sleeping as well, you're food obsessed. There's a lot of negative issues that can come around from getting that lean. That is a temporary peaking state. But how lean is enough for you to feel your best, look your best, live your life to the fullest, where you're not so food obsessed. You're not afraid to go out and enjoy a meal with friends. You're not afraid to enjoy a treat here and there. I see so many people who are just so focused, even some clients who they have a tough time of letting go. Like once they get kind of that stage shredded, they think that that's the standard. Like, that's how lean you should be if you want to look your best. Yet they're feeling run down all the time. They're sleeping like crap. They're not recovering from their workouts well at all. They just feel beat down. They're not getting as much joy out of their training experience. They're not getting as much joy out of their overall lifestyle. The moments that they're having with friends and family. So if you are feeling like, if there's any aspect of this journey of getting lean after 40 that is taking away from your life, this is something that I address in many of these Jacked Up for Life videos, that this lifestyle should enhance all aspects of your life. It should be about growth, you becoming the best version of yourself. Best version of yourself isn't a body fat percentage. It's not, if I get to this level of leanness, that's the best version of myself because I look so good. It's your health. It's your overall well-being. It's your zest for life, your vitality. It's everything tied into one. So finding that right balance of leanness that allows you to live your life to the fullest is absolutely key to you experiencing joy and happiness in your life. And when it comes to training volume, we are terrible at gauging how much is enough. And no matter what kind of heightened sense of awareness you may have, man, I have clients who are just high volume junkies. They've been lifting high volume all this time. They feel it suits them best. They love being in the gym. They love the pump. They feel like they're recovering enough, like their body's responding well. They're kind of growing some muscle over time. They're still sleeping well. They don't feel too beat down. They got the little niggles, little aches and pains, but they just attribute that to like decades under the bar. Just par for the course when it comes to that. Yet when I dial their training volume back a bit, they respond so much better. Like, wow, it's tough mentally because they're so used to high volume training. You drop it down to 12 to 16 sets per week compared to like the 24 to 30 that they're used to lifting. And like, man, it just doesn't seem like enough. They're like paranoid that they're going to be losing muscle. And then they start to realize, you know what? Typically, like after a workout, the rest of the day, I just feel exhausted. I don't want to do much the rest of the day. I'm not as focused. I just want to nap. I'm not as productive. I'm a little bit sore. But again, they just attribute par for the course. They dial the volume back and like, holy smokes, I still feel energetic throughout the day. Like I'm walking out of the gym still feeling invigorated, empowered, proud. I got a great pump in there. I did enough in the gym to spark that adaptive response. And now I can go on living my day to the fullest. And now you have even more time in the day. Instead of spending 2 hours in the gym, you spend an hour in the gym and you've done the amount of work necessary to allow you to progress. And oftentimes you're doing, again, when you're doing too much volume, not only is it overfilling, sometimes you're taking away. It's actually detrimental to do too much volume month after month, year after year. It's why I highly recommend that you periodize your training volume. I think high volume training has its purpose in the short term. You try to overreach temporarily, kind of get to that point where you're like, all right, I am starting to feel beat down, and then you pull that volume back, you allow your body to fully recover. You enjoy those low volume training phases. So oftentimes, I mean, you can look at the research, between 10 and 20 sets is typically recommended. Again, there's some research that shows up to 45 sets, but again, that is going to be in the short term. You can't do that month after month, year after year, just beat yourself down. So I think you just have to look at all aspects of your life, have that heightened sense of awareness, but also just not be afraid to dial the volume back from time to time. When you do dial that volume back, pay attention to how your body responds, how your body feels. Are the little aches and pains starting to go away? Do you have more energy to do other things throughout your day? Is your body still progressing? All those different factors come into play, and then you get back in the gym and start ramping things back up again. Periodizing your training volume is absolutely key, but having a heightened sense of awareness while you're doing that, seeing how your body responds, is even more important. And last but not least, I want to talk about over-optimizing your lifestyle. I have a lot of clients who are incredibly dialed in with the process. They have mastered the fundamentals. They're at the point where they are playing around with the minutia. They didn't jump to the minutia first. They are dialed freaking in. So then they start including things like red light therapy. They're wearing blue blocking glasses. They're wearing an eye mask, eye mask and ear muffs or whatever, ear plugs to sleep their best. They're taking cold showers. They're doing all different things, even looking at some sort of supplementation to optimize their lifestyle. All of those little things. And that's fantastic when you're trying to eke out just that little bit extra gains, a little bit extra focus, a little bit extra productivity. You want to try to, again, we're trying to live our life to the fullest, be our best, perform at our best in all aspects of our life. This isn't just being our best in the gym, it's being the best friend, the best spouse, the best parent, just giving your best to all that you're doing in your life. So there's so many different factors that we can incorporate and optimize in our lifestyle when it comes to becoming the best version of ourselves. But you can get to a point where it becomes a stressor on you. So if you're trying to optimize things, and like I preach in this Jack the for Life channel here, sleep is a top priority. Having a consistent sleep-wake pattern is absolutely crucial for us men over 40 to optimize our male hormone health, to make sure we're performing our best in the gym, to keep our mood elevated, our focus, our memory, it impacts all aspects of our life. But if you're like looking at you're on a date with your wife and you're looking at your watch going, honey, we better get home soon. It's if I don't get to bed at 9 o'clock, it's gonna really screw up my testosterone levels. It's gonna screw up my workout tomorrow. You don't want it to become so freaking consuming. If all the things that you're doing to enhance your life, optimize your lifestyle, starts adding stress to your life and starts taking away some of the joy of your life, you've got to pull things back a bit and realize that, okay, I'm doing enough already to optimize my lifestyle. Let's just chill a little bit. Let's enjoy life to the fullest here, and not be so hard on myself if I'm not doing everything precisely, if I'm not hitting my calories exactly to the number, if I'm not hitting the exact macronutrient ratio to the number, if I miss my meal timing by 10 minutes, I'm screwed. If you're someone who's into fasting and you're like, it's supposed to be a 16-hour fast, and man, I had that meal 15 hours and 45 minutes after my last meal. I blew my fast. Like, if you're just really obsessing over the minutia and stressing over that, it's definitely at the point where you have reached more than enough is enough, and you've gotten into that point of trying to over-optimize your lifestyle. It's being more detrimental and kind of taken away from your joy in life rather than adding joy to your life. And now I'd love to hear from you down in the comment section below. Are you trying to sharpen your sword a little bit too much? Are you pushing things a little bit too far with your level of leanness, where it's starting to take away from some of the joy in your life? Are you trying to over-optimize your lifestyle where it's adding more stress to your life? Are you pushing your volume so much with your training that you're starting to feel little aches and pains, little niggles here and there? It's time to dial things back. I'd love to hear your thoughts, your insights, your feedback on today's topic. If you enjoyed today's video, please do me a favor and smash that thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate it. If you know a fellow bro who'd benefit from watching today's video, do me a favor and share it with them. Before you go, don't forget to download your free guide, Jacked After 40. Have yourself an amazing day. Catch you in the next video.